How about power train? It's a cool thing because then we can have like the power crew, the power guitar pick, the power drumstick, the power guitar, the power t-shirt, you know, the power energy drink, the power coffee. Hi, this is Tommy Johansson from Majestica. You're listening to another glorious episode of the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stain.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie Ledrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, this week we are joined by an incredible singer and musician whose long blonde hair is, quite frankly, majestic. Today, we climb aboard the power train, let out a power metal battle cry, as by the end of today, we'll be victorious in finding out all about our guest. Everyone put your hands together for vocalist and guitarist Tommy Johansson as we bring you the Chronicles of Majestica.
Oh. Hello there, hello there.
Hello, my friend, hello.
Tommy, before we really get into the juicy parts of it all, did I read that you were a karaoke champion in 2009?
Yes, that is correct, yes.
That is amazing. Tell me all about
it. Okay, so there's this contest in Sweden where you like, Swedish Championship of Karaoke. And I participated in 2008, but then they had like this rule that you cannot work with music if you're going to take part of this contest. So I didn't join the contest. Then I heard a year later that the thing is that you cannot make a living out of doing music. So I was like, well, I don't do that, so I should see how it goes. So I entered the first contest and I won together with another guy. There's only they go all over Sweden and they take two guys and two girls. Goes to the final. So me and another guy from way up north, we went to the finals in Stockholm. And in Stockholm, at the final, I won.
That's awesome.
The entire thing.
What did you sing?
I started off with Here I Go Again with Whitesnake.
Oh.
And so did three other guys.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like when I heard the first guy, it was like one of the first contestants. He was singing that song and he sang it really good. He did all the high notes. I was like, oh shit, this is not going to end well. So me and him, we went to the finals, to the semi-final that evening. And then he chose a song that was more, like a Rage Against the Machine song where you go like, the ones who wear the crosses, or the one the picture. And it's like, okay, that's a cool song, but it doesn't really show your singing, your vocal skills. So he didn't go on. And then in the finals, there were me and two other guys, and they were really good singers. But then one of the guys, he brought a bass and started to play a bass and sing to show that he's a good bass player. And it was really good. I mean, I was impressed. I thought, okay, I'm going to lose. But it turns out that this is about karaoke, not being a bass player. And the second guy, he did the song I'll Be a Dentist from the movie Little Shop of Horrors. When Steve Martin is singing I'll be a dentist, and he changed clothes and everything. I was like, yeah, that was so cool. Okay, now this guy definitely going to win. But then I won by singing the song Alone from the group Heart.
Oh. That's why you won with that song choice.
Yeah. And that is actually on YouTube when I'm singing that song before winning the show.
That's amazing.
So if you Google Tommy Johansson Karaoke 2009, you will see me singing the song that made me won the entire thing.
I know what I'm going to do later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Swedish champion in at least something.
Yes, incredible.
That is fucking incredible. Like,
Yeah.
what a song. The perfect song choice. Like, you can't not win with that song. It's one of the best songs ever written.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, and it's a hard song for a guy to sing.
Mm.
And that's why I chose it, because I want to, show off a little bit. But yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, Tommy, how we normally like to start these things is take things right back to the beginning, back to when you were growing up. Young Master Johansson, you could say. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been music for you, or something completely different? I don't know. World's best chef. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there was one point in my youth where I really wanted to be a Ghostbuster.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Walking around catching ghosts. I had a hard time sleeping for I think almost 2 years. I was so scared of the dark, and I was so scared of all the ghosts that might come, that I slept very, very bad. And I wanted to be a Ghostbuster because I wanted to get rid of all the ghosts that haunts me. And then, one night it hit me. But I never seen a ghost so far. Why should I become a ghost right now? So at that point, I stopped being scared of ghosts. And yeah, I watched a Swedish scary movie, and that completely ruined me, completely fucked me up, so to say. So, yeah, but then my dad showed me the music video to the Gary Moore song Out in the Fields.
Oh, great song.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song. I was 9 years old at that time, and I knew at that point what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to become a musician, guitar player. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I've had the same goal in my life since that day. That hasn't changed at all. So when I was in third grade, I had my life goal set up already.
It's so rare these days as well. It's so rare to have that at such a young age. A lot of people still don't know now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
We're all in our late 30s. Like, I'm still at that point where I'm like,
you say
something, I guess, at some point. But obviously, you mentioned your dad introduced you to, that song at 9 years old. Like, what did your parents listen to? Did they heavily influence you when you were growing up?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my mom, she's a fantastic singer. She sings opera and all that kind of stuff. So she taught me a little bit of how to sing. And my dad, he plays guitar as well, so he showed me how to play guitar. He listened a lot to Gary Moore and this, like John Miles, old school rock blues. So I grew up with that, and it wasn't until I was 15 years old when I heard when my cousin Peter played me some Stradivarius. And I was like, what is that sound? That weird sound. And it's like, it's called double bass drum, double kick drum. Oh, really? Wow, so cool. And then it was power metal from that day on. But up until then, when growing up, I was listening to Glenn Frey and Gary Moore and, this old school rock.
Your vocals make sense now.
Yeah,
really.
I was going to get to that, but dude, your vocals are insane.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely insane. I was just like, how you make it look so effortless as well. Do you know what I mean? Just how you hit those high notes just comes out your face. But obviously, you're mumbling opera singer. That must have been an amazing household to grow up in.
Yeah, well, I mean, we wasn't really like a musical family like that. It was only me. My little sister, she played a little bit of the flute. My big sister, she played a little bit of piano. But otherwise, I was the only one really playing music, having my goal set. Like, I'm going to be a musician, playing guitar all night. And but yeah, of course, my mom, she's a great singer. So when I became 14, 15, I realized, shit, I need to start singing. And she came with some pointers and do this and do that, try this. And my dad, he showed me how to play the guitar. So me and my dad, we play a lot of guitar together. That was a lot of fun growing up, actually playing guitar with my dad.
I've always had this like extra level of respect for power metal vocalists anyway, because it's such a unique vocal style, and fucking incredible. It's like high pitched, it's fast, it's clear lyrics. It's like, I love it. It takes me back to my youth. I used to listen to so much like Dragon Force and Ed Guy and Sonata Arctica when I was growing up. And I was like, I love this so much. So was it always I wanted to be a vocalist, or was because obviously you do guitar and vocals, or was it I want to do guitar first? What came first, or was it always both?
No, it was guitar first for many years, only guitar. I didn't care about singing. It was when I was 15 or 14, I ended up in a band, my first band at school, and none of the other guys wanted to sing, so I had to start singing. And we recorded some demos at the school in the school studio when I was in ninth grade, I think, and that's when I realized, oh shit, this sounds awful, horrible, really. And I was, embarrassed, ashamed. It sounded so bad. So I really need to learn how to sing if I'm going to do this. And so that's when I started to sing a little bit. But then I remember at the age of 15, I turn on VH1 and I see the end of the video to the song 18 Alive with Skid Row. When he hits the high notes. And I was shocked. Yeah, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Sitting there, I never heard anyone sing like that with that distortion, with that emotion before. I didn't catch the song or the name. I just saw this was Skid Row, I didn't catch the name of the album, so I went to the an online CD store, and I saw that Skid Row, they had 3 albums. Slave to the Grind, and Subhuman Race, and Skid Row. I was like, I don't know which one it was. I don't recognize any song titles. I'll just take this first one. So I ordered it, and a couple of weeks later, it came through the mail, and I listened to the first song. No, it's not that one. The second one. No, it's not that one. And then when I come to the 5th one, it's like, wait a minute. Maybe this one. And then I got to the ending. It's like, yes, this is the one. 18 Alive is the song called. Oh, cool. And then I downloaded the video. Legally downloaded. I don't want to get in trouble here. It was a legal version of Napster. I downloaded the video and I watched it over and over and over again. And even up until this day, I still get goosebumps every time I watch the video at the end when it goes takes the high notes. Yeah. Incredible. And that's when I decided I want to start singing, and I want to start singing just like that.
I mean, if you're going to have anyone to look up to, Sebastian Bach is just the best person to look up to. So, yeah. Yeah,
exactly. But I didn't, take after his looks. I mean, of course, I want to have hair like him, but not like the glam rock style of clothing or anything like that. Yeah. But just his vocals, because I got some friends when I lived in south of Sweden. All of them looked like Sebastian Bach, and I was so jealous. And I was like, shit, dude, you must be a great singer if you like Sebastian Bach. No, I don't sing, man. I just love him as a person, as a personality. Because there was one friend, Jim, he looked just like him with the hair, the body, the face. I was so jealous that I didn't look as cool as him. Even Sebastian Bach commented when he met him at a signing session, like, holy shit, look, everybody, Sebastian Bach. Hearing Sebastian Bach saying that to him. And that was so cool. I was so jealous. But not upset, because he's a cool guy. Jim is called. He's a cool guy, nice guy. So I was just happy for him, very, very happy for him. But still very jealous that he looked so good. He looked... he looked like Sebastian Bach. He looked like I wanted to look, but I didn't. But I thought, well, okay, I can sing at least. So that's always something. But this was many years ago. It's like 14 years ago. So
that's fucking awesome. But now you know how we feel looking at you and your hair and being like, fuck, I wish I had hair like that. Like, I used to have hair like that, and I'm like, why did I cut it?
Well, if you cut it, that means that you can grow it back.
Smart.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you also have to
smart.
think like that. You're thinking you want my hair. I'm thinking I would like to have your beard because I can't get any beard. My mom has more beard than me,
Yeah.
and my mom doesn't have so much beard at all.
Dude, literally, I've tried to grow my hair. Nothing on top. On the sides, nothing on top. But it's not nice. No one needs
Okay.
that. Yeah. Sadly,
enough.
my days are gone. We're the same age as well, Tom. We're the same age. And sadly,
Okay.
I have nothing. So
Well, I have nothing here. See, there's nothing. This is like I don't shave for a couple of days, and it looks like this. It's not nice.
It's something. It's something at the end of the day.
Yeah, you go to in the town and you see kids like 13, 14 years old. And they have more mustache than me.
They're like Gandalf.
Exactly. Unbelievable.
But obviously, Majestica originally started as a solo project for yourself under the name of Reinxeed. Is that right? I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Reinxeed, almost.
Reinxeed. I was close. I was close.
Very close. Yeah, very close. Yeah, it started as a solo project long time ago. Back when when I discovered power metal, I joined a band and we took the name Reinxeed. Then the guys quit the band. You know, we were like 15, 16 years old. They were going to different schools, but they didn't have time for power metal and all that. But I thought I keep the name because we came up with a name because we wanted to have a name that you if we would be called like Steel Dragon or Fireblade, then it's like you Google it and you find all other shit. So we want to have something that when you Google it, you only find something about us. So we made up a name, came up with a story, like Avantasia's kind of story. And then I started to record songs on my own, very inspired by Symphony X, with orchestral music.
Yeah.
It's like a mix between Symphony X and Ed Guy and Sonata Arctica, that kind of music. And I took the name Reinxeed to it, and I got a record deal and released 5 albums doing basically everything myself, digital drums made in the computer. We did a couple of live shows. I had like live musicians. Then on the 6th album, we had a great drummer called Alfred. He was playing the drums, and we had a studio, access to a studio. So we're like, okay, let's record drums. It didn't really turn out as good as we had hoped because the record label didn't allow us to mix the album as we wanted. So it was a big failure, really. And even till this day, I'm still having trouble listening to that album because I was like starting to mix the albums. Like, guys, listen to this. The drum trigger on the kick drum and everything sounds so cool. And then they said, the record label, okay, so you recorded real drums for once, and you want to replace the real drum sound with a digital drum. Are you insane? Remove it. You know what? It's better we mix it. So they mixed it, and they did it. So the drums doesn't sound metal at all. There's no heavy sound to it, but they were happy because that's how they wanted the album to sound. And that actually got me very, very depressed. And long story short, I kind of like hit the wall, got burned out at that point, and didn't really want to do music at all. It was a bad time in my life when you realize that your life goal is not your goal anymore. You don't want to do this because everything turns out to be shit. But that's another story. And then when we got in contact with my friend Ronnie, who's a producer, he said, Uli Kush, the former Halloween drummer from Masterplan, he said that if you know any guys who wants to record drums this summer, I will do it. They pay me a good amount of money, and I will record it. I was like, wow, a new spark. And I got like so much inspiration. I wrote all the songs for the first album, Above the Sky, in a couple of months. Send it to this guy who sent it to Uli Kush. And Uli Kush was like, wow, this is fantastic. This is the best demo songs I've ever heard. I'll do it. So he did recorded the songs for the album. He didn't want to be a member of the band, but he wanted to take part of the album, and he came up with great ideas. And one song was like a tribute to Eagle Fly Free, the song Above the Sky. And he said, guys, this song sounds so much like Eagle Fly Free. How about we do the drums like I do on Eagle Fly Free live? It's like, yes, Mr. Ulikush, yes, do that. It's awesome. Because I was a bit scared that he would say like, guys, this song sounds so much like Eagle Fly Free. Guys, come on. But instead, well, I mean, he's German, so every German people...
That was amazing!
They talk like that. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so he said, hey, let's do some Halloween stuff to it. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Yes, let's do it. And then, unfortunately, we had to wait a little bit with the album because we still had a deal with our record label that we didn't want to continue with. And then, yeah, for many reasons. And then when the time had passed, then we're like, okay, let's continue with the album. Let's do this. Let's release our 7th Reinxeed album with a new record label. There was this guy called Per Sundström. He called me and say, hi, Tommy, this is Per Sundström, you know, the bass player from Sabaton. Would you like to be a part of the band? Absolutely. Very long story short. So I started to play with Sabaton, and the recording session and everything to complete the 7th Reinxeed album, we had to pause it, put it on hold a little bit for a couple of years. Then I had some time off, and I recorded the last parts of the vocals, and we mixed the album. It turned out great. And I got to know a guy called Marcus Voskain at Nuclear Blast, and he said, you know, I listened to your last record with Reinxeed. It sounded really good. I liked it, especially that and that song. It's like, wow, shit, I am very embarrassed about that album and ashamed of it, but you like it. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And he said, yeah, so if you have a new album or something, just, you know, let me know and see what I can do. And it's like, whoa, dude, we're actually recording our new album. It's almost finished. And then I sent him a couple of songs, and he said, you know what? This is great. We will, Nuclear Blast will release this album, but there's a problem, the name, because the old record label still owned the rights to the name. People don't know how to pronounce it. Exactly. But it's okay. I'm used to it for many, many years, so it's no worries. And also, they thought it would be a good idea. Well, no, we thought it would be a good idea to release the first album with a glorious new power metal band, rather than featuring Uli Kush, rather than release the 7th album with a band that hardly anyone knows about. So and it's the 7th albums. Like, how good are they really if no one knows them up to 7th album? So we decided to start over and change the name. And after many names, none of them were as good as Reinxeed. We came up with Majestica. I was looking through some old song titles. We had an album called Majestic, a power metal album about Disney movies. It's pretty epic, actually. Then we thought, how about Majestic? Majestica. Because we have Majestic, we have Majesty, we have Epica, so maybe Majestica. And the record label liked it. And we got a logo from Chris Rowland, the Sabaton guitarist. He made a logo. And yeah, from there on, it's just glorious times.
Yeah.
So obviously, you mentioned being part of Sabaton. Did you leave that to then concentrate on this Majestica album?
Yes.
Yeah.
I left Sabaton 1 year ago because Sabaton is a big machine. I mean, Sabaton needs to go out and tour, and when Sabaton tour, it's not really like 2 shows, then
No.
the tour is over. No, I mean it's big touring, and it's been great, fantastic times, really. I mean, touring with Judas Priest and Accept and Lordy, just big venues and everything. But I also want to do Majestica, which is kind of my baby. And there wasn't any time for that, because every time we got a gig with Majestica, either it was at the same time when we had a Sabaton show, so we need to cancel it, or a Sabaton show came up and we had to cancel it. We had to say no to every show we got because intervened with a Sabaton show or a Sabaton tour. We got a lot of questions about touring that we couldn't do. So the other guys in the band, they weren't really too happy about it. But then at one point, I started to think about this. I've been thinking about decision for a long time, because it's the hardest decision I've ever taken in my life. Then I was like, yeah, sure, we can of course finish recording this Powertrain album and make it a good album. But our booking agency that we had back then, they didn't want to book us any shows, any tour, nothing at all, because we just say no to everything. We had a tour that we had to cancel a month before because a Sabaton show came up so we needed to cancel the tour. There's this guy in Sweden, a very, very famous pianist called Robert Wells. He has this thing when he plays like rock music, famous rock songs, Fan Countdown, AC/DC, Whitesnake, Deep Purple, with a big orchestra and a choir, and it's very huge in Sweden. And I got the opportunity to play that 2 years ago, and then I got the opportunity to take part of that 1.5 years ago. And then when I realized that we got a show with Sabaton same day that I would have been there, I realized as long as I'm in Sabaton, I will never be able to do stuff like this. So that's when I took the courage and stepped down as a guitarist in Sabaton. All of them were really cool. They understood it. One of them even said, I've been waiting for this for a couple of years, so I'm not surprised. Sad, but not surprised. So it was only good, no bad blood at all.
Fair play. That takes a massive pair of bollocks. Like, I could be part of this huge touring band, or I could follow my passion. I wanted to front my own band. I can't do it while doing this. I'm gonna walk away. Like, fair play. Like, I admire it.
Thank you. Thank you. And it wasn't easy, of course not. But it still isn't easy. I mean, it's a bit harder now, because at that point economically it was working very good. So now I have to work. At that point, I was guitarist in Sabaton. I knew what I had to do to be able to pay my bills. But now I have to work on my own to be able to pay my bills. So it's a lot more work. Luckily, YouTube is helping financially, so I can survive, which is my main income at the moment. Hopefully, Majestica will be that within a couple of years. We'll see what happens. It's a lot harder now, because I took a couple of weeks off from YouTube because I need a vacation, need a break. Recording the Powertrain album and YouTube videos and vacation, family, friends, all of it was too much. So I took a couple of weeks off, and the numbers on YouTube they went down so much. I got really scared. It's like, oh shit! If I stop this for was it 5 weeks? I was like, shit, that's too bad. I can't do that again. So it's a lot more struggle, more work now than before. But I got to do what I want to do, what I love to do, every day, which is something that I'm really happy about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just taking it back slightly, you mentioned then obviously you had to change the name, and you ended up on Majestica. You mentioned that you went through several other names before you found that one. I'm intrigued. What were some of the other names you were considering?
I was very well, the first one was Rising Tide, because we had a song called Rising Tide. We made a logo and everything. Rising Tide would be cool, but the record label didn't like it. Then me and Chris Rowland, we were on tour with Sabaton, and we came up with the name Crystal Time, because I am very interested in, time travel. I love Back to the Future, as you can see there.
Oh wow,
that's
glory.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Back to the Future fan, so I thought something with time travel. Crystal Time, really cool. We did a logo and everything, presented it to the guys in the band, and they were like, are you really? It's like, okay then, fuck that. You said I'm allowed to swear, so I'm going to swear.
You are, yeah.
Then we came up with the record label suggested Fireflash, and we thought, hey, it's a cool name, but it's a good name if you're a German heavy power metal band. Then Fireflash is perfect, but not really for Majestica. So we have Rising Time, Crystal Time, Fireflash. What else did we have? I don't remember, but I remember the last night we had this talking. We talked in a WhatsApp group, and I was like, I was so tired of this. I wrote down so many names. It was a long list of names, just going through old song titles, and that's when Majestica came up, and the record label, they were like, Majestica, it's good. Let's go for that. So, but I don't remember. We had a couple of other names. Rising Sword, we had as well. Rising Tide, Rising Sword, Mötley True, which then ended up as a song title on the Above the Sky song. And also, we don't know if maybe Nicky Six would call his lawyers.
Possibly.
Probably.
Yeah. But a song can be called Mötley True.
So obviously when it comes to songwriting, as a lot of your music is concept based, for example, you did the Christmas Carol album, you mentioned earlier you wrote the Disney album, I know you wrote an album about the Titanic, which is fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Where are you getting these concept ideas from?
Movies. I love movies. I love watching movies, especially 80s and 90s movies. I was sick a couple of weeks ago. I was in bed for 2 weeks since that's why I'm still coughing a little bit. So 2 weeks ago I got better, but before that I was sick for 2 weeks, just lying in the couch with the worst fever I've had as an adult. And I was just watching these old 80s and 90s movies. That it was, except for the fact that I felt so bad, I didn't have any voice, I couldn't even talk on the phone. Except for the fact that it was that bad, I was having a great time because I was watching movies. And I get inspired when I watch movies. So I mean, the Titanic. Of course, not the Titanic, because I like the story of the Titanic even before I watched the movie. I mean, when I was a kid, I was watching documentaries, reading about Titanic. Then there's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, and I was like, oh, cool. But otherwise, it's movies where I get my inspiration from, because when you have like Alan Silvestri, James Horner, John Williams, those guys, they bring out an emotion that, I mean, when you hear the theme song to Forrest Gump, when you hear it, you can feel that you're sitting there on the bench and there's a feather flying down and you feel the urge to have a piece of chocolate, you know. Yeah. Or when you hear you feel like, oh shit, I want to go to space and shoot and fly around to different galaxies. Something happens with the music. It captures you, and I don't know. That's where I kind of like get my inspiration from, the music for movies. And then I was watching the movie, the Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge movie called A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
The animated version, which is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who did Back to the Future, and the music composed by Alan Silvestri, who also did Back to the Future. So good director and good composer. And watching that movie is like, wow, this is so good. The music, the emotion, everything. Sometimes I listen to the soundtrack to that movie still because it's so good. And that's one of the inspirations I got when we decided to do a Christmas album. I was right away, let's do a Christmas Carol. And we take the inspiration from the movie with Jim Carrey from 2009. That's what we're going to do. And they were like, okay, yeah, sure. And then we did.
That's what you need in bandmates. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So what's how do you think of the concept for the Powertrain album then? Like, what's the themes and concepts behind the new record?
Well, it was, we were sitting, we had like a kind of a songwriting week where we just sat down and wrote songs, came up with some ideas for songs. And we came up with this concept that we have Powertrain. We had in our old rehearsal room, outside the house where we rehearsed, we had a lot of abandoned trains. There's a train museum in the building next door. The same building where we rehearse, we have a big train garage. So we said, if we want to do something with trains, we don't have to go anywhere, just outside the door, and we can take cool photos at the train tracks or whatever. So that's when we decided, if we're doing a new album, it's called something with train. How about Powertrain? It's a cool thing, because then we can have like the power crew, the power guitar pick, the power drumstick, the power guitar, the power t-shirt, the power energy drink, the power coffee, anything with something good to use. And then we said we shouldn't really do a concept album, but we still can't just do one song. It's about trains all of a sudden, and then we don't sing about trains. So we came up with this idea that the train is the album itself. And in the music video for the Powertrain, we introduce everybody. Welcome aboard the Powertrain. We will take you through space and time and galaxies far, far away, and so on and so on. Every passenger in the music video represents a song.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have like the song Mega True, which is about heavy metal. It's a tribute to Hammerfall. We have heavy metal people sitting on board with Hammerfall t-shirts. We have one song is about Back to the Future, of course. He's a time traveler. He takes up this time machine that I built and and he disappears. One song is called My Epic Dragon. Finally, a song about dragons. Yes. And and also a very special dragon. It's a dragon called Draco from the movie Dragonheart, with Dennis Quaid, Sean Connery.
I've seen it years.
Film.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic movie. I watched it in the couch the other day when I was sick again. So there's a knight sitting there with a sword. We had one song is about the evil character from Neverending Story, Gmork. Gmork, yes. The song Thunder Power, lightning strikes, people get scared, the nothing approaches, you better run, and so on. So we have one guy who's very scared, and so on. So if you watch the video, the song Power Train makes sense. If you only hear the song, it doesn't make sense. It's just a good song. But together with the video, it's you understand the concept of the album. We have a couple of girls sitting there like, yeah, we won the trophy. That's the song Victorious.
That's so amazing. I love
That's
this.
so smart.
Yeah, the song Battle Cry is about Vikings. There are a couple of Vikings there. The song Alliance Anthem is like a tribute to our fans. Well, it is a tribute to our fans. So we have a proud Majestica fans on board the train. They were like, oh my God, it's Majestica. And then one song, The Story in the Night, it's a ghost story. But we couldn't really do anything with ghosts. So we have the band sitting there rehearsing a song and looking at a computer, with the guitar notes. And there you have the title, A Story in the Night. So that represents that song, which was also a hint to which music video we were going to release next.
So smart.
Amazing. It's clever.
So
clever.
smart.
Yeah. And this is what I love to write stories and do, like Easter eggs. There's so many Easter eggs on this album. So
That did lead me to a question. I saw an Instagram video of yours earlier. Just exactly how many references to Back to the Future are in Go Higher? Because I was going through the lyrics and I know there's more than I found.
I don't know, actually. I don't know the exact number. But 121 is like 121 gigawatts. Epic invention, the invention of the time machine. What else? One day your kid's gonna love. I guess you guys weren't ready yet, but your kid's gonna love it. And hearing one voice crying loud in the night, "I'm your density. I'm in destiny."
Yeah, I think I picked up like 5 or 6. I can't remember what they were now. It was I bet there's more.
Yeah, maybe something like that, or 7, I think, when I counted, but I forgot. But the coolest thing about that song, about that lyrics, is something that no one has figured out yet. And that is in the second verse. The song is about the fact that Marty McFly, he traveled back 30 years and he ended up in 1955, long, long ago. But if he would go back in time now, you know where he would end up? 1995.
Yes.
If he would go back 30 years from now, he would go to 1995, which is insane.
It really is.
Yeah, because when you watch a movie and it goes back in time, it's like, oh shit, it goes back to when my parents weren't even born then. But now, when you go back 30 years, it's like, yeah, it's going back to the time when I started to go to school. Shit, I'm old. And also because the world is fucked up right now. So if I would go to 1995, I would stay there. I wouldn't like my friend Dr. Crazy Emmett Brown to help me go back to my time. I would be like, dude, I'm staying here. I'm going to change a couple of things, man. I'm going to stay here. So you were supposed to arrive to when Rebels Without Any Cause could be seen. Rebel Without Cause is a James Dean movie that came out in 1955. But instead, it would make you appear to when Bravest of Hearts was on screen. Braveheart was on the movie screen at 1995.
Oh, that is smart. Oh, you're good. You're good at this. You should do this for a living.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was just Googling movies that came out in 1995. Rebel Without the Cause. It's like, I can use that. Braveheart, Bravest of Heart. It was that or Waterworld, but it's like Waterworld is a great movie, but I think more people have seen Braveheart.
Probably, yeah.
But
obviously, the album's been out over a month now. What was the reception like to the album? Has it been well received?
Very well received. I mean, more than we could expect, really. I mean, it's incredible the amount of appreciation and love that we have received from fans about this album. It's just unbelievable. I'm so happy about the result. I mean, of course, I was hoping that it would be good, that people would enjoy it, because there's a difference between Above the Sky, the Christmas album, and this one. It's a big difference because those two are two completely different albums. Pure power metal, Christmas musical power metal, and then this album, which is like a mix of those two. So we have some people saying Above the Sky is much better, and we have people saying Christmas Carol is much better. And I'm not offended or of any of those comments, because I was there to create all three of these albums. So I'm just happy that someone says, "Yeah, I like that album better." Well, I wrote that album, so
But
yeah.
are there any particular songs on the record that stand out to you that you're like extra proud of? You're like, I really like this song.
I think maybe No Pain No Gain, because that's a song. We said that we should do power metal, of course, obviously, but we should also try to take it down a little bit to maybe reach out to more people. So we took the song, what's it called? No Pain No Gain, the disco-inspired Back to the Future Easter egg-filled song Go Higher, and Mega True. Those ones are not so much double bass. And I remember when I wrote No Pain No Gain, I was like, this sounds like a mix between Battle Beast, Amaranth, disco, pop music, metal. I don't know, man. But yeah, let's give it a shot. And then I wrote the lyrics for that one, which is a homage to, once again, a movie, Rocky. And when we recorded that song with real drums, because in the demo version we had hi-hat going like, because I wanted to have that kind of feeling to it. Then Joel, our drummer, said, "Dude, that will be that's impossible to play." And then I realized, oh shit, yeah, it's quite impossible. Sorry, just play regular fourth. And then the song changed. And it turned into a completely different song from the demo version, and it became one of my favorite songs. Also because I really like the lyrics. I mean, there's so much lyrics in that song. The chorus, like "Go higher," you have "Higher, we go higher with desire." Very few words people can sing along to. But on the song No Pain, No Gain, we have "Deep in the night, there's a light shining from a burning heart. With a spark, there is the start. While running up the hill, you will feel like you're winning the race and you will be victorious." So much words. It's like people will not be able to sing this. Like Chris and Petra, like, we can't even sing this. What is happening? So many words. I was like, guys, I'm sorry, but it has to be such an energetic song. We have to have as many words as possible, because you want the that kind of feeling to it. And this is cool. You know the song "No Easy Way Out"? There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
I think I know. Yeah.
From Rocky IV. In the first pre-chorus, we sing, "There's no easy way out, but you'll make it someday, somehow." And then the second pre-chorus, we sing, "There's no shortcut home, just give in, can't be wrong." So we sing, "There's no easy way out, there's no shortcut home."
It's so smart. Like, so clever. Also, the fact that you're sick, sat there, no warm-ups, and still sound great. I'm just like, you bastards.
Oh, thank you.
But A Story in the Night and Go Higher were my two favorite songs on there.
Yeah.
I've just been away with the other half, and we came back, and we literally had it on repeat the whole drive home. Just absolutely loving it. Just like, yeah. Just
Nice.
belting it out, going around London on the M25, just fucking singing at the top of our lungs out the windows.
Oh shit, that is so cool. I'm very glad to hear that.
But you released a song called Metal United, which came out all by itself back in 2021. Like, what was the concept around that track?
When we wrote that song, it was in the middle of the pandemic. We did the Christmas Carol during the pandemic as well. But when the pandemic came, it's like, yeah, it will be like this for a couple of months, whatever. But then a year later, a year go by and nothing has changed. The world is still in a lockdown. And we did a couple of shows with Sabaton. And every time we did a new show, we had new crew members because people who work with concerts and they work with festivals, they have no work anymore. It's like a sound guy mixing sound. He had to start working at a casino, not our guy, but I know another guy. He had to start working at a casino because there's no work, and even in the casino, there's no people can come there. So people had to start, take regular job, non-music related jobs. So we had to hire in new people all the time. And then we realized, holy shit, imagine those people make a living out of only working with touring bands, with the festivals. They have nothing. And some of these people, they don't work with music anymore because they had to give it up and get a 9-to-5 job or something.
Yeah.
And I have some friends who were really, really depressed because they couldn't continue working with music because there were no concerts, no touring, nothing. And we felt that we should do something. I mean, we cannot start a fundraising, it's like charity or something. How much money would we get? We get a couple of $1,000. What would we do? Should we give it to everybody who's working with music? No. It's like, yeah, you're a stage manager. Here's 2 cents.
Yeah.
Use it well.
Yeah.
Of course not. So instead of doing like a charity thing, we just did a salute. Like raise your glasses, raise your fist for those who built your stage. The blood, sweat, and tears unite. With blood and sweat and tears unite, they make your dream come true. They make our dream come true. Our dream is to be on stage playing. None of that would be possible if it wasn't for these wonderful people building the stage, making sure that everything works, the security, everything. And these people didn't have a job for like 2 years, and some people stopped working with it. So it was like a tribute to them.
That's incredible.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Like you said, they're the unsung heroes of the music industry. They really are.
Yeah, exactly. And these are the kind of people that, when you go to a festival, you don't think about that. You don't think like, holy shit, look at the light rig, or look at the big speakers that are like 15 meters long. No one is thinking, how the hell did they get up there? Look at those lamps. They're so high up, like 20 feet up.
Yeah.
How could they reach that, and blah, 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 and so on and so on. So I know there's a lot of work. These people, they make it happen. They make our dream come true.
Absolutely.
So the least we could do is just make a song and say, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. That's all there is to it, really. And also, the song, the music, was written at first to my big sister when she turned 30. So when we decided to do this single, I said, you know what? I have a good song, because I love that song and I've been listening to it very, very often. So I asked my sister, is it okay if I use your song to do this song, Metal United? And she's like, yeah, sure. And then she contributed writing some lyrics as well. So she wrote "Raise your glass, raise up your fist for those who built your fancy stage." That's her line, which was pretty cool that she contributed with some lyrics to the song.
That's awesome. I really like that.
Awesome.
obviously, earlier on, you mentioned Battle Beast, and in October, you are going on tour supporting Battle Beast all over Europe, including here in the UK, in Birmingham, Bristol, Manchester, and London. How excited are you for this tour to get out there?
Really, really excited. I even got myself something today in the mail. I got something in the mail today that is for the tour, and I will show you. Wait 1 second.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Jesus, that's a lot of guitars.
That's
Oh, yeah.
That's stunning.
That's a couple of guitars, and
Holy shit.
there's Key Marcello's guitar.
Very nice.
That's unreal, man. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful yellow as well.
Yeah, the color is actually called Key Marcello Yellow. But this is the real crown jewel. This guitar right here
Yeah.
used to belong to none other than Gary Moore himself.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
shit.
Yes. So this is the good guitar he used during the Wild Frontier tour in 1987.
Shit.
Wow, man. I bet does it
Yeah.
never get used to just sit on that? Let's just sit there forever, yes.
No, I've been. It's mostly, hiding under my bed
Oh,
because I'm very, very afraid. I wanted to maintain in good condition, but
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago I brought it out because I wanted to play it, and I've been playing it every now and then.
nice. That must feel amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah, what was we talking about?
about the tour, I'm very, very excited, and I bought something for the tour. It's this kind of a travel guitar, a smaller version of an electric guitar that you use in the tour bus. And since I love Back to the Future, and it's my favorite movie, and I have the car tattooed here, as I showed you earlier, why not get a travel guitar that has something to do with Back to the Future? So I got this one, which is the exact replica. Well, it's not a replica. It's the same guitar that Marty McFly plays in the beginning of the first movie.
That's amazing.
So he puts in the cable, turns the knob up, and it plays a chord, and the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these guitars that he plays. And I actually got this guitar from the guy Mark who built this guitar. So he even built it for Marty McFly. So the same guy who built this one built the one used in the movies as well. So I got this today, and I am really, really happy about it. And it feels good.
Look, dude, that's insane. We can't hear it. It's not picking up on the.
Okay, sorry.
Don't apologize. It's not your fault, is it?
Yeah, but it looks
That's
cool.
so fucking cool.
It's a small guitar, and as you can see, it's
like the Beatles.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's that. So to answer your question, yes, I'm very excited about the tour, and I'm very, very excited to go to the UK as well,
Yeah.
because I know in UK there's a lot of power metal fans.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you come into Birmingham, which is the home of heavy metal, my hometown.
I know.
So come on.
on.
I got to get tickets. I'm very excited. Like,
Nice.
yeah, it's
Glad to hear
going to be
that.
great. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
last time I was in Birmingham, we were recording this music video for a song with Sabaton called 1916.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which I did the arrangements for that song, actually.
Really?
It's not mentioned anywhere, but I did they asked me if I could do it because I do so many covers. So it's like, yeah, of course I can do a cover of that song. So I did the arrangement with the key changing and all the orchestration and everything. But anyway, we were staying at a hotel which was on the other side of the street, like 2 minutes walking from there's like a bridge or something where there's a bench.
Black Sabbath bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So we were staying very close to that, and close to that as well, if you kept going a little bit down the street, we went to this great Indian restaurant. We had great Indian food.
I know the exact one you mean. Yep.
Yeah, you know.
I
Yeah,
know exactly where you are. Yep.
nice. So
That's awesome.
So my plan is well, I hope we have time to go to that street so I can enjoy some Indian food because it was really really good. And our bass player Chris is a huge Black Sabbath fan, so I think he would like to see the bench as well.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. I remember my daughter absolutely loves it. Every time she goes past, she's like, "I want to get a picture of Ozzy." I was like, "Come on, then."
Oh, it's so cool.
That's absolutely amazing.
But
Tommy,
sorry, just very, very quickly, you've also got Epic Fest, Wacken, you've got Hellfest, Metal Fest, Open Air, Summerside, Alcatraz, like so many festival shows as well. So you must be absolutely buzzing to get out. Do you prefer festivals or do you prefer gigs? Which ones do you prefer to play normally, or is it a different beast altogether?
I prefer touring
Okay.
because it always gets you. It takes a while to get into this to the playing live. If you go up on stage and you're standing there and it's like, oh shit, I forgot how do I play that? Because when you go on stage, you get adrenaline, and it doesn't matter how much you practice, you still forget things. You forget to say things. You forget the choreography. You forget how comfortable you can be on stage. You only do that by experience. That's why a big tour like we're doing with Battle Beast, like the first 2 or 3 shows might be a little, we forget things or whatever. We have a problem with the sound, but then on the third or fourth show, everything is working smoothly. Everything's working perfect. It's always been like that with every tour we've done. Not only the shows, I mean everything before the show, after the show. What do we do after the show? Do we shower now? Do we eat now? Do we go out sell merch? What do we do? It takes a couple of days to get in a good touring routine. And when we do a festival like we do now, we do one every 2 weeks or something like that. You have to start over every time. When you come to a festival, you don't know where's the dressing room, where's the backstage, what time do we have sound check? Do we even have sound check? Do we have line check? But we can line check on stage. People are gonna scream when they see us and blah blah blah. All of this. So that's why I prefer touring. But it's of course cool to go up on stage like in Hellfest or Wacken, and you see like 3 million people standing there.
Yeah.
Majestica. So that's gonna be cool. I played at Wacken before on main stage, and now we're going to do it again on main stage. The first band, I think, but still main stage. Wow, it's so cool.
Yeah, nice. It's funny, we've mentioned your love for film and for soundtracks and stuff like that. I was just thinking then, have you ever considered like trying to get into that sort of work of doing a soundtrack for a film or a score or whatever like that?
Yeah, I've been trying that. I've actually had a couple of connections, people working with that. But the last time I had the possibility to do something, I was in Sabaton and we had a lot of work with a lot of touring, and I didn't really have the opportunity to put any priority into that.
Yeah.
So that's something that I kind of regret. When I met someone who needed some help with something for a TV show, they asked me, and I said, "Sorry, can't do that." And we've been talking since then, but no opportunity has come up so far. But maybe one day it will happen. Every now and then I see, when I realize that this person is working with movies or with TV shows, try to let them know that I exist and show them what I can do and so on. Because when I was studying music, it was like a songwriting academy. We had the opportunity to write music for a couple of movies. Not the stuff I wrote. They said it's not really what we're looking for, but for the right movie, you have the right material. Like If there would be a horror movie or an action movie, I would do great, they said. But for a Swedish drama about a guy cheating on his wife, then we shouldn't use stuff like that, because it was my one opportunity to show a famous Swedish movie music composer what I can do. So of course, the guy running up the stairs towards his wife, of course you need to have
If he was galloping towards her on a horse, maybe it would have worked. But yeah,
well, exactly.
Fucking phenomenal.
There's not enough dragons in movies nowadays.
No,
That's a very good point.
yeah. More TV now, eh? More TV
Yeah.
shows, Game of Thrones and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't watched Game of Thrones, which is quite ironic.
Yeah.
I
know you're doing
tried
it.
I saw the first 4 episodes in one night, and I thought there's so much talking. They're just talking. A couple of siblings making love or whatever they were doing up in the tower.
Yeah.
A little boy fell down, and then all of a sudden Boromir comes in, and Boromir is talking about something. It's like, what is going on?
The greatest Game of Thrones review ever.
It does get better, Tommy, I promise you.
Okay, maybe I'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
But and it's like at the end of the first episode when Aquaman comes and do stuff with Sarah Connor, it's like, I don't understand this. What is Aquaman doing there, and why is he allowed to be out of water?
Yeah, where's his staff?
Exactly.
Yeah. This makes no sense.
Yeah. That was so weird.
I think we've lost Jamie.
Broke me with that. That was fucking gold.
That's also
Jesus
true.
Christ.
That was what I was thinking when I was watching the shows. Maybe that's why that was hard for me to, following along. The storyline.
Oh god. Oh shit! I need to compose myself now. Right. Anyway, right, so Tommy, if anyone's listening to this and they're like, I like this guy, I like the sound of him, I'm going to go listen to some of his music. If they're not familiar with Majestica, what's like 2 or 3 songs you'd recommend checking out to get like a real good feel for what you guys do?
It's a hard one. I think, well, Above the Sky, definitely Above the Sky. I'm gonna say one song from each album. Above the Sky, so you can hear how we do good catchy melodies. And then I would say The Ghost of Christmas to Come, because that's when you can really hear orchestration and how we can, we try to catch the dark sadness, emotion, the dark sad emotion, just by creating music. And also, I would say, hard one, but maybe No Pain, No Gain. Yes.
Solid
I think-
choices.
I think so. I think that's good. I think so. Yeah.
Incredible. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. I have 2, Tommy, if you will indulge me. How do you feel you've evolved personally and musically since beginning your whole musical journey?
What do you mean? Like, how have I developed as a musician?
Yeah. How you've evolved, like personally, like the journeys and the experiences you've had and that sort of thing. With like, being in Sabaton and now pursuing your own little baby, as you call it, Majestica. Obviously, just releasing your brand new album last month, and musically as well. Like, I don't know if you style changed or has anything, or your vocal style changed or anything you do differently to how you used to when you first started. Like, how have you grown since you began your whole journey in music?
Well, I've actually grown a lot in many ways. Like when it comes to my vocals, for example, listening to the first album, I thought that the important thing is to sing as high as possible, as often as possible. And I didn't think about the quality of the notes or the pronunciations. So when it comes to the vocals, it's like, for example, once again, the song No Pain No Gain. There's no super high notes there. It was just mainly focusing on telling a story. And I also believe that I matured a bit in the vocal style and, pronunciation. I have more power to the voice. I can control adding distortion to my voice, which, if you listen to the song, to the album 1912 by Reinxeed, which you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of distortion on my voice every here and there, and I couldn't really control it at that point. So, which was a little bit too bad, because when we were playing it live, I couldn't get the distortion on places where I wanted it, and I couldn't get my clean voice on places where there should be clean voice, but instead I got distortion live. And so that thing is something I'm really happy about. When I listen to the guitar solos on the first album that I wrote, it's, as many notes as possible in a short amount of time. So I think there's more style to more melodic. I've become more melodic and not so much about showing what I can do.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of albums was a lot of look at me, listen to what I can do. I can create symphonic stuff. I can create power metal. I can create choirs. All of that as much as possible in as few songs as possible. So and when it comes to the songwriting, I tend to listen a little bit more to what the people that listen to our music, what they like. Like, of course, I create music. My own music is created after what I'm inspired by. But I'm also inspired by our fans, by the people that like our music, that enjoys listening to our music. And if I want them to continue to listen to our music, I have to listen to them, their comments, their reactions, their, what they want to hear. I can write every song 10-minute symphonic epos, like movie music, everything. I can do that if I want, but not so many people will listen to it, because then the crowd gets smaller. And if I want to make it, I need a bigger crowd. So I need to listen to more people. What do people like? And that is something that I really feel that I have, been better at nowadays. And when it comes to touring and playing live, I learned so much by playing with Sabaton. I mean, that kind of experience you cannot get from reading a book. You have to live it. You have to be there to get that experience, and that is something that I am forever grateful that I've got.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I think you can really hear it in the Powertrain album. You can really hear the growth from yourself and from the band and from Majestica themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's a phenomenal album. I'm not saying that because you're here. It's phenomenal. It's so good.
Thank
I
you.
really highly recommend that everyone go and check it out right now.
Yep.
But before I let you go, one final question from me is: did you ever think this is where you would be today?
I don't know. I've had this goal for a long time that I want to make a living out of just writing music. I want to make a living out of doing what I enjoy. And I've been doing that for quite some time. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like one of my major goals in life has been achieved already, to make a living out of doing what I love to do. I didn't imagine that it would go so fast. So maybe no, I was not expecting to be where I am today. Especially not when it comes to Majestica, because we haven't been touring, we haven't been out playing so much because of another job that I had that took so much time. But still, the fan base for Majestica has only been growing. It's growing every day. And when we released our Christmas album on Christmas Eve, we had gone from 50,000 listeners a month to 100 and almost 150,000 in a month.
Holy
It's like,
shit.
yeah. So it's like in 6 months we increased our listeners with almost 200%, 296% to be exact.
Fuck.
And that was like, we said, oh shit, that is incredible. I mean, and that is only by releasing an album and being active on social media. Imagine if we would go out touring, go out playing, how would it be then? And now we have been playing a little bit. We have announced a couple of shows for the festival summer and a tour, and we see the numbers are just going up. It's not like it's going steady, it's going up, which is incredible. I am if I was a religious person, I would say I've been blessed.
Yeah.
But I think all I can say is that I'm really, really very, very happy. I'm in a happy place in my life right now because of what I'm able to do with Majestica and as a solo artist as well. And it gives me no reason at all to quit doing this. It only gives me more energy to continue to do what I'm already doing. So if anyone out there thinks that you've seen the last of me and Majestica, they're wrong. They're going to see so much more of me and so much more of Majestica. And that's that.
Good. And that is beautiful. Considering the story you told us earlier about when you were burnt out, you needed to take a break, you needed to move away. So now hear that you're more motivated than fucking ever.
Exactly.
That is beautiful. And I fucking love it.
Awesome.
Tommy, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us today. It really means the world.
Well, thank you for having me. Really, I've been listening to some of your episodes on YouTube, and so so I knew who you guys were. So I was very happy when I heard it was you guys. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it massively. Before you do go, though, any plugs, social medias, websites, anything people should go and check out in the world?
They should check out, of course, Majestica on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube. And they should also check out Tommy J, my own YouTube channel, which is, by the way, one of the biggest growing musical channels in Sweden.
Oh,
yeah. Which is incredible, which is also something that I started to do just for fun, and now it's huge. It's going so good, and I'm really, really happy. So you should check that out. Check me out on Spotify as well, and also yeah, I don't know, if you come to Sweden, you can buy my gin.
You got gin?
What? Yeah.
What's okay? Indulge.
There's this company in north of Sweden that has released a Tommy J gin. It's called Gooseberry Gin with a taste of gooseberry. And it's a green. The liquid is green, and it tastes absolutely amazing. It doesn't have that cheap Bombay gin taste flavor. It's a really, really good gin. Unfortunately, we can only sell it in Sweden at the moment.
Okay.
But I will try to bring a couple of bottles on tour. So if you guys come to Birmingham when we play there, you manage to find yourself backstage, I promise you, you will taste my gin.
Yes. Okay. That's a deal.
Sounds
That
like
is
a promise.
deal.
Yeah.
I will see you in October.
We'll be in the front row with signs. Tommy, where's your gin? You promised us.
If you have that sign, then I will point to you guys, and I will make. You know what? I will try to make sure to have a couple of gin shots ready on stage to give to you guys.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Fucking incredible.
Don't worry.
Tommy, again, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my friend. Have an amazing rest of your evening. And we
you.
shall see you in October.
Yes, I'll see you in October,
Yeah.
and I will bring the gin. I
Yes.
promise you guys.
Yes.
I promise you.
We're
Bring
going to
the
hold you to
sign.
it. Yeah, we shall.
Yeah, bring the
shall. Yeah.
Awesome.
Take care, my friend. Speak to you
Take
soon.
care,
everybody.
Take care.
Tommy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Take care now.
Cheers.
Bye.